You guys have seen the stats about Black women being the most evicted and all of this thing. And of course, the Dusties took it and ran with it. They were so excited that women were being put out in the streets with the children that they abandoned. So I decided to look into it myself because I know that they do not know how to read graphs. And I also know that systemic racism may have been a part of that. So let's just have a look at exactly what they were gloating about. So first and foremost, we can easily see that I think that's UW, I think that's University of Washington study reveals gender disparities in evictions. So first of all, the study that they seen was specific to Washington State, okay? It wasn't even specific to the rest of the US. But the part that they conveniently left out is it says that eviction rates among Black and Latino adults are almost 7 times higher than for white adults. So they didn't mention the Latinas getting kicked out. They only mentioned their own women getting kicked out because, I mean, what fun is it if other races are getting kicked out too? It's only fun if Black women are getting kicked out. And then the study also found out that most of King County's eviction filings, which is where they got the information from, were households of color. And it says some of the highest risk of eviction occur from formerly red-lined neighborhoods.
Housing security in the U.S. since the pandemic is on track to become a crisis, and Black women are being affected the most by it. According to Eviction Lab, there were more than 434,000 evictions last year. So for some context to this, the eviction moratorium was in place for a large portion of the year, but the number of renters at risk of eviction as of January spiked to about 3 million and counting. And of those, Black women have the highest average of eviction filed against them at 6.2%, compared to white women at 3.4%. Now, that equates to 1 in 4 Black renters living in a place where Black eviction filing rates were almost double than that of their white counterparts.
So here we go again with this lady, this female, cherry picking information again to make it suit her scenario. As she's trying to say, oh, the most evicted only occurred in one city or one state or something. But as you see, I just posted the video that showed that it was nationwide. The other thing is the reason why it became more prevalent in the past year is because it was the first time they actually had the data nationwide on evictions, because that was information that priorly wasn't known or kept up with or even studied, except in small case-like reports. The only thing that was kept up on as far as statistics wise was foreclosures. But now that they did that, yes, it became officially that Black women were the most evicted in the United States. Now, this, of course, wasn't the first. This has been going all the way back to the 90s, but every report was based upon situation by situation, and these reports went back as far as 2010. Here are some, for example. So, yeah, like I said, your one cherry pick story does not support anything you say. It does not back anything you said. Where I sat up here and again, and this is the 10th time I got you now, posting accurate information which forces you to contradict anything and everything that came out of your mouth. That's not a good look. At some point, you should just give it up because it's not working. But I already know what's going to happen. You're going to go back over there, regroup, try to think of a new lie to come up with, and then post it proudly, like it's the truth, like it's the Bible, like it's the Holy Scripture. And the sad part is none of this is really that. This is really just correcting the lies with the truth. Nothing more. And I hate that it even comes down to me having to do this, but you are determined to try to smear who Black men are in any which way, shape, or form, only because the truths that you thought, the lies that you thought were true aren't. And it's killing you. You can't deal with it. Seek therapy. And you know what? A lot of Black men probably did revel in that information when it came out. You want to know why? Because every time some misinformation comes out, you guys run with it. I mean, you run with it like it's the holy grail, like it's gold. Perfect example. There was an article that came out that said that people misinterpreted and thought it meant black men costed the U.S. $50 billion in unemployment, which it never did that. It never said that. It said the economy lost $50 billion due to racism and job practice hiring practices. So the economy lost $50 billion, not that the government had to pay black men $50 billion in unemployment or nothing like that. See, you guys run for the hills with stuff like that, and you've done it a lot. You hear the title, you don't read the details, and then it backfires because you thought you got something, but then you really don't. They're just tit for tat. They're just giving you what you gave out in spades. How can you be mad about that? Because you guys would do it in a heartbeat. You've already proven that.